Everyone needs childcare if they're parenting. So all working families, families who are struggling with any kind of disability, families who are new to this country, families who, any family is going to be affected in some way by childcare. So this is such a foundational and fundamental issue that is really a huge part of our education system, but also our economy.
I began my journey as a childcare provider almost 15 years ago, and I made the decision to do that because before becoming a childcare provider, I taught elementary school, and I realized at that time that there were so many minority children that weren't even testing into kindergarten. And that is why quality childcare is so critical, and America has got to realize just that point.
I am here fighting for equitable, quality, affordable childcare and early education. We struggled really hard for my daughter. It was hard to put her in preschool because it's only half day, and we had to find assistance for the other half of the day. And it was very difficult. Without affordable quality childcare, people can't work. Minimum wage is not actually minimum wage. People don't have health insurance because they don't have jobs. And it all comes back to affordable quality childcare.
What we found was that families were having to make very difficult choices, and really there was an interruption in their work schedules and also an interruption in the quality of education and care for the child because they were having to change child care providers, go from family member to family member. Every day was a struggle to figure out who was going to watch their child while they worked. So this could lead to job loss. This led to incredible amounts of stress on both the child and the parent around unstable care arrangements and shifting care arrangements. We've seen multiple families lose their jobs because they couldn't find someone at the last minute to take care of their child. Fundamentally, there's something wrong with our system, and I think that illustrates the level of crisis that we're at when families are choosing whether or not their children could be harmed in their home or whether or not they eat. That's a problem.
Many of us have worked very hard. We struggle with not having adequate medical benefits. We also struggle with not having adequate retirement. It is time for America to step up to the plate and give us what we are certainly deserve. America certainly needs to put its money where its mouth is. Although we talk a good game about how important quality child care is, we're really not putting our feet to the fire and funding the necessary programs that are needed. What people must never forget is that children must have a solid foundation, and the solid foundation is early education.
My son Xavier was cut off from his child care subsidy when he was in preschool. So we had access to child care, which was really hard to get. First of all, it was incredibly difficult to get access to child care so that I could work. So we can have child care, and if you're unable to make adequate wages, you're still stuck in a cycle of poverty. We can have child care, and if you're unable to keep your housing, if you're unable to access health care, all of these things have to work in tandem. Family child care providers are often making below minimum wage. They are really struggling with the cost of housing to be able to provide facilities, whether it's a center or the care is happening in their home.
We're now a global economy, and if our children aren't an investment, which means that we're focused on quality, affordable childcare and quality early education, not only do our children miss out, but our country loses out.